Hey, you want to know what the 5 signs are that a narcissist is ready to snap? I know you think, does it even ever happen? It definitely does. And I know how it happens. And I'm going to tell you all about it, plus the 5 signs that they are ready to snap. Coming up in this video, so stay tuned. Hi, I'm Rebecca Zung. Welcome to my channel. Thanks for coming by. I am an attorney, I am an author, and I am a narcissist negotiation expert. They say that 16% of the population is narcissistic or has narcissistic traits, which means that you probably are dealing with one or two. Hopefully not that many, but you never know. So you definitely need good skills to negotiate with them. So make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell. All right, let's talk about the 5 signs that a narcissist is ready to snap. So I teach you about how to negotiate with narcissists. And so one of the ways that I teach you is that you have to create a strategy. You have to have leverage. That leverage means that you have to kind of put pressure on them. And it's that pressure that will finally get them to a place of being able to have a conversation with them so that you can maybe actually get somewhere and have a resolution. So you have to kind of push on them, and you have to be really sort of careful about that. And I do teach all of that in my SLAY program, by the way. If you haven't checked that out, you definitely should. And SLAY stands for strategy and leverage and anticipating what they're going to do and focusing on you and your case. So you do want to anticipate what it's going to look like if they are going to snap. So you understand, of course, and they are control freaks. They are super selfish to a fault. They don't have the ability to see or understand or what's going on or empathize with other people. They just only feel, things about themselves. And it manifests in different ways. I mean, it really just kind of depends on the type of narcissist you're dealing with. I mean, you can have the overt narcissist, you can have the covert narcissist. I actually have a whole video on the 3 main types of narcissists, which you can definitely check out if you'd like. But they start to snap when they're not getting their way, when they feel like they're losing control, when they feel like they might be exposed, when they're threatened, if they're criticized, if they're they're used to sort of being able to slither their way out of things by projection and deflection and denial and all those things and lying. But if you're starting to close in on them, which is what you need to do if you want to get them to a place of being able to negotiate with them, they start to feel like, oh, I can't wriggle out of this. It's like a fish that usually just kind of slides their way out of your hands. But if you just got a good grip on them and you've enclosed them, then they can't go anywhere. And that's what happens. And so they feel like there's a blow to their ego. They're losing control, and it can trigger their narcissistic injury. And sometimes, they don't take it so well. And we're going to talk more about that here. All right. So number 1, the first sign that a narcissist is ready to snap is that they start making mistakes. And you'll start to see that they're usually pretty smooth, but they'll start to get desperate and they'll start to make mistakes. They'll start to leave traces behind. You'll start to see them writing things that they shouldn't have, saying things that they shouldn't have, getting sloppy, where it's sort of easy to start putting together the pieces. And that's part of your strategy and your leverage, by the way. And so that's number 1. Number 2 is they start to desperately rely on all of the things that worked for them in the past. So, that love bombing, the hoovering, their charm, they turn it on even more so. Oh, how I always do things for you. They'll start even doing more. Whatever worked for them in the past to charm their way into your life, they will start laying it on so much thicker in order to hey, it worked in the past. Let me see if it'll work again. And if they start to see that it's failing, they start to, get sort of desperate. Okay. And so once they're starting to get more desperate, that leads me to number 3, which is they get much more outlandish. Like, at the beginning, it's like maybe small mistakes. But what I'm talking about here is just they get really, really outlandish. And a great example of this, by the way, is in the HBO Cinemax series called The Undoing, which stars Hugh Grant. I actually did a whole video on this. You should definitely check it out. It's called The Undoing of a Narcissist. And in that, by the way, spoiler alert, close your ears just for 30 seconds if you don't want to hear what I'm about to say. But in that, Hugh Grant starts to blame his young son for his own actions. And that is so crazy. It was so crazy and so outlandish that the wife figured out what was going on, the wife being played by Nicole Kidman. So really, really great series, and especially a great study in a malignant narcissist, by the way. And so, all right, next is they become more aggressive. Okay. So they start making mistakes. Then they start relying on what worked in the past. Then they start to get more and more desperate, more and more outlandish. So if that's not working, they become more aggressive. So this is when they start showing up at your house. They start flooding your email. They start flooding your text messages. They start blaming you. They start attacking you, all kinds of, filth and debris coming out of their mouth and being hurled at you. Incessant texting, showing up, stalking, they're becoming unglued. And so that's the next step. And then you're just over there cool as a cucumber, hopefully, because you've taken my slay program and you know how to behave. So you're just cool as a cucumber. And you're just watching them undo themselves. It's like watching a 2-year-old have a tantrum, because you are in the process of finally shutting them down. And if you are so ready to shut them down, give me a shut them down in the comments right now. All right, you ready for number 5? Number 5 is they've tried all these other things that I've mentioned to you, and their narcissistic rage now comes flying out. And when that happens, you're going to see them really start to snap. That's when they just completely undo themselves. The ironic thing is that they love to antagonize you. They love to goad you. They love to make you crazy. But they just think that they're going to be able to continue to do that, and you're never going to fight back, and you're never going to be strong, and you're just going to continue to be triggered. They actually don't count on the fact that maybe that won't happen anymore, and maybe your fear is going to disappear. And when that happens, you now have all the leverage. You have the power, you have the control, and you are the much stronger one in this. And I have said this before in my videos, and I want to make sure I say this again. They're always the worst right before they're ready to give up. So never give in and never give up. Okay. And if you are negotiating with a narcissist, grab my free Crush My Negotiation prep worksheet, winmynegotiation.com. Join my free private Facebook group, Narcissist Negotiators, links below to both of those. And I do have a couple of books, which you're certainly welcome to check out as well. But I want to make sure that you have the power in your hands. All right. So if you like this video, give it a like, give it a share, drop me a comment, tell me you're going to shut them down. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, now is a great time to do that. Subscribe and hit that notification bell. I'm Rebecca Zung. Remember, today is a great day to start negotiating your best life. This is the only one you got, right? So it's time to rid yourself of toxic people. All right, so thanks for stopping by. I will see you in the next video.